Alright students, we are continuing with exercise 9.1. Let's go to question number 6 now. So if you read the question number 6, 10 men can plow a field in 9 hours. In how many hours will 15 men plow? 15 men plow it, right? So 10 men can plow a field in 9 hours. So they are asking now 15 men can plow in how many hours? Okay. So now if we apply or if we employ more men, the time taken will be less. If I employ less men, time required will be more. That means these two variables, that means the number of man and number of hours, they are in inverse variation. Okay. Now if they're inverse variation, then the process will slightly change. So how should we write this? Then now we are going to write like this: 10 men can plow in 9 hours. Okay. Therefore, one man can plow in not 10 by 9, rather 9 into 10, not 9 by 10, 9 into 10 hours. Okay. Therefore, 15 men can plow in. Now you have to divide 9 into 10 by 15 hours. Okay. So 5 2 is 10, 5 3 and 3 3. So my final answer is going to be 6 hours. Done. So if they are in inverse variation, then first you have to multiply, then divide. Okay, not like direct variation. Now let's go to question number 7 now. Similar kind of question. In the camp, there is a provision for 500 cadets for 18 days. So 500 cadets for 18 days. All right. Now if instead of 500 there are 100 more cadets, not 100 cadets, 100 more. 100 more means 600 cadets. If I take, how long the provision will last? So now you have to think whether they are in direct variation or indirect variation. So if I increase the number of cadets, provisions will be for less days. Suppose food items, যদি মই মানুহটো বঢ়াই দিওঁ, number of days to কমি যাব. They are in inverse variation. So 500 cadets can last for 18 days. For 500 cadets, provision is for 18 days, isn't it? Therefore, for one cadet, provision will be obviously for 18 into 500 days. I'll multiply because inverse variation. If it is direct variation, I'll divide. So now for 600 cadets, provision will be for 18 into 500 by 600 days. Okay. Now I'll cancel out the zeros first. Then 6 into 18, 3 times, 3 into 5 is 15 days. Very simple. Okay. Now let's go to question number 8. Now if I go to 8, if you read the question, if 15 liters of petrol is consumed by a car in covering a distance of 250 kilometers. So 15 liters helps you to cover 250 kilometers. Now they are asking, if I apply or if I use 35 liters, how many kilometers? Now if I increase the amount of petrol, amount of distance or number of kilometers will increase. So in this case, near indirect variation. Petrol bahale distance bahibo, petrol komala distance komibo. So now if they are in direct variation, we'll multiply. So how shall I write now statements now? So with 15 liters can go for 250 kilometers. So 1 liter can go for 1 liter বেশি যাব না কম যাব? কম যাব, সেইকাৰণে আমি এইটো ডিভাইড কৰিব লাগিব. 215 by 50 kilometer, 250 by 15 kilometer. Therefore 35 liters can go for 250 by 15 into 35. So if I calculate this one, my final answer will be 583.33 kilometer. Answer will be in fraction, then you have to divide. I think you can do that. All right. Now Let's go to question number 9. Now again, a hotel has a provision sufficient for 80 persons for 5 days. Okay, so 80 persons can stay for 5 days. For how many days will the provision last for 20 persons? So for 20 persons. Okay, so 80 persons 5 days, 20%, how many days? So if I increase the number of person, days will decrease, or if I decrease the number of person, days will increase. So they are in inverse variation. Okay, so for 80 persons, the provision is for 5 days. So for one person, it will be more. That means I have to multiply 5 into 80 days. Okay, I hope you are following me. All right, so for 20 persons, it will be 5 into 80 by 20 days, isn't it? So this will be 24, 5 into 4, 20 days. All right, very simple unitary method. All you have to understand is direct or indirect variation. Last one, number 10. 40 men can finish a piece of work in 26 days. So 40 men can finish in 26 days. How many men will be needed to finish it in 12 days? So if I give you 12 days, how many men will be needed? Okay, so if I have to do it less amount of days, number of more men will be more. They're indirect or indirect? Indirect. Days combined le manu bahi jab ulta. So indirect. So how shall I write this? 26 days need 40 men. So if I have to do in one day, the এদিনতে কামটো শেষ কৰিব লাগে, তো আমি মাল্টিপ্লাই কৰিব লাগিব, বিকজ মানুহ বহুত লাগিব, 40 into 26 men. So therefore 12 days will need 40 into 26 by 12 men. Now here's the interesting part. If you simplified it and try to get the final value, you will get 86.33 men. But is it possible? Can you have number of men is equal to 86.33? No, right? So you have to round off this one. This is a round off sign or approx sign. To round off this one, and you have to write 86 men. Right? Let me write it here for you. To write it this way, approx 86 men. Okay, this is how you're going to write round off. So approximately 86 men will be required to do the same job in 12 days. 86.33 is round off to 86. Right? So with this, we come to the end of the entire chapter 9.1. It is a very simple, very easy chapter. Next video, we shall start a new chapter.